Today, I'm going to be showing you how I use Bitget. Now, this will be the best tutorial you'll ever need for this exchange. Why? Guys, I've been living on crypto for over the last 2.5 years. I've been through a complete roller coaster of many ups, many downs, but I've managed to do it. I live a free life and I live a really good financial life too. And this was all created because of crypto. Yes, there was many ups and downs, and that's why I plan on educating you guys. I don't want you to have to follow the same bad roads that I took. Rather, it's the shortcut, keep it simple, and teach you all of my tools and all of my tricks to make your journey a lot easier. Guys, I promise you one thing, that if you dedicate some time and you actually put some effort into this, you are building a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. You will inspire many and you'll help many around you. I promise you, it is a fantastic and wonderful life. Now, the question is, why Bitget and who are they? So these guys were registered in 2018. They are based out of Singapore. They have over 2 million users and are available in over 40 different countries. Now, what is really nice about it is they are open to the USA citizens. Now, they don't require KYC and they do have many fantastic features. They even allow charts on TradingView, and most important, they have volume. Now, they are ranked in the top 4 exchange on derivatives, which is leverage in the world. And that's what you always want as a trader. You want to find a place that has great volume so that your orders can get in and out very quickly. Now, what am I going to be showing you in this episode? I'm going to be showing you how to open an account, how to transfer money, how to track your actual wallets, and then how to use the actual leverage exchange. I'm Sheldon the Sniper, and welcome to the Bitget tutorial. So the first thing you need to do is you need to open an account. Now, if you look below in the description, you will find our Bitget link. Now, the benefit of using this link is it then qualifies you for the sign up and the deposit bonus. Secondly, you can then get up to 15% discounts on your trading fees, which does add up a lot, especially if you're trading quite a bit in and out of the market. Now, thirdly, guys, by you using this link, it does support the channel financially. I spend hours and hours, myself and my team, we work very hard in bringing you free education every day, plus the show, plus everything. And by you using this link does support us and supports me, my team financially. And I do appreciate it very much. It costs you nothing and it means a lot to us. So once you have clicked on that link, it will then take you into a page where you're looking to open an account. All you got to do is use your email and use your password. You can use your cell phone as well, but I would say email and password is probably the best. And you can then open up an account and you can log into the platform. Now, once you have done that, it's then going to take you to your dashboard. Now, the first thing you need to do, you need to make sure your security is up to scratch. Right now, someone can log into your account. They can just put your email and the password and they can have access to your funds. So you want to protect yourself more than that. So if you go to the top right corner, you can see this area with the little man or female, your choice. And if you go below to the security settings over here and you click on that, you will then see the security settings. Now, this will give you access if you want to come and change or modify your password. And then you can add a secondary line of defense where you can either use your phone number or your email or the Google Authenticator code, which I'll explain to you shortly. But what this does is once you log into your account, and let's say you use the email one, for example, this one over here, it will then send a code to your email address and you'll then have to put that code in. And what it does, it just adds that secondary line of defense. So you can use that for your phone and for your email. And if you go below to this one over here, this one's important. It is probably the best one to use. It's actually an app that you get on the App Store called the Google Authenticator. And what it does is it gives you a random 6-digit code and it changes every 30 seconds. So when you log in, it's going to ask you for that code. You got to put it in time and it gets you in. Now, it's very important that if you do use that, when you apply on this, they're going to give you a 12-word phrase. Guys, if you lose that phrase, it gets really hard. You can't get into your account. And then you got to go into the exchange and you got to try email them and try to get hold of them. It becomes quite a mess. So what you do is you make a few copies of that actual 12-word phrase. You put few in a safe place and maybe give to 1 or 2 people that you can trust very much, just so that you're always able, in case you lose your phone or you use your laptop, you're able to get that app again and you're able to load up your authentication to get into your accounts. So once you have done that, guys, the second part now is to understand, how does it work with the assets? How do I track all my money? How do I get money in and out? Where's my dashboard of where my money actually is? And if you have a look over here, you've got the assets section. So if you go below that, you will then see your valuation of what's in your total exchange. Now, remember, you'll have different wallets in this exchange, and this is going to show you the overall view of where everything is and how much everything's looking at, what tokens they are in, and all of that, etc. So if you have a look, you'll see your spot accounts, and you can see mine currently has up to $7,000 in it at the moment. Now, on the left of that, this is the part where you can, if you want to deposit funds from another exchange or anything like that, this is where you're going to find it. You're going to select the token that you want to be looking to deposit, USDT, for example. You're going to choose the USDT. Let me get that back up there. There we go. You're going to choose the chain. Now, remember, there's blockchains, different blockchains you're going to use. The best one to use is ERC20. For me, they're very trustworthy. I use them if I'm moving bigger amounts of money. I've used that one, and I use the TRX. So if I show you over here, there is the ERC20 Ethereum blockchain, and then you got the Tron network. I use Tron for smaller amounts because it's quicker and it's cheap. And I use for bigger amounts, I use Ethereum. The gas fees are higher, but I do trust them very much. And I've never really had any big problems. You will then put the deposit address wherever. Let's just actually get this over here. Yeah. So when you're withdrawing from another account, they're always going to ask you a deposit address. Make sure whatever you're withdrawing is the same that you're depositing in here. So if you're doing USDT, you're withdrawing from one account and you're putting it into this one, make sure you're using that. And this little click button where you copy, it will copy the address and you can then paste it on your other exchange, and then you can do the full transaction. Below, you will find your history. We can go and track everything, see all your deposits, all of that, etc. Then you can do the withdrawing as well. Select the token, select the chain, put the address of where you're going to withdraw to, and the amount that you want to do as well. Then you can also go and transfer. Now, this is important, guys, because you have different wallets in the exchange. Now, the main ones that I use is Spot sometimes, and I use the leverage platform as well. I use Spot for the medium trades, more longer term sort of swings, where I'm buying, holding for a few months, and then turning into dollars. And I basically use that to accumulate tokens and to build dollars. And this is a medium risk portfolio for me. My long term is sitting in a cold storage wallet, something that I buy and I don't touch and I don't sell for a few years. And then I got my short term trading, and that's on the leverage platform. So this is where you're going to transfer funds between your wallets. Maybe you got $1,000 in your spot and you want to do $50 in leverage. You can then transfer over here. You can select the token that you want to use, which is usually USDT, because the derivatives, I like to use the USDT one. So I'll be transferring the USDT there. And you can either transfer from your spot to your USDT, to your leverage platform, or you can do the other way as well. And that's when you've taken profits or you've made some money in your leverage, you want to pull it back into your spot. This is where you'll do it. You'll put the amount and the quantity, and you'll then actually confirm. And then you got your financial record where you can come see all your different transactions, your buys, your sells, all these different things on all the different wallets that you actually have, as well as all of your orders. Now, that's the basic overview of your security and your assets. Now, let's get into the next step. Now you have the understanding of the basic features. You understand security. You then understand how do the wallets work, as well as how do I look at all my assets? How do I withdraw? How do I deposit money in? How do I transfer between the wallets? Very important to understand. Now it is time to learn how to trade. I'm going to now show you the futures dashboard and where you're actually going to be trading. This is leverage, guys. Now the question is, why leverage, Sheldon? Guys, because one very important thing you need to learn as a trader, you need to think completely different to the rest. That's how you make money. 80% of people that trade leverage and trade in the market lose their money. 80% of them lose their money. And guess what? People still continue to do it. Even though knowing those stats, they continue. Why? Because they think they're part of the 20. And that's why they actually fall back into the trap of the 80. It's important to understand that, right? Now let me show you something. People use leverage and they jump into these sort of ways because it's going to make you a millionaire, right? It's going to make you tons of money. It's not there for that. Remember, this is designed to wipe the retail traders out. What you do is you start off, you make money and it goes great. And then you start to play and then you start hitting the losses and you start hitting the losing streak. And what it does is it starts to form this part in your brain where it's revenge trading. I need to make back what I lost. I need to make back what I lost. So you keep taking out, you keep taking out. You even borrow money, you even sell things to go, and eventually it completely wipes you out. And that's the problem. This is what happens in like bear markets and these sort of things, is you keep going and then you get completely wiped out. And the day you get wiped out, the market pumps and it moves. Like, does that not feel like that is exactly what the market, it is designed to do that. It's designed to wipe retail out. Now you know that. Now let me show you what I use it for. I use this to make dollars. I use this to spend little things in my life. I use it to pay my expenses. I even use it to help people very much. It consists of little bits of money, quick trades in and out of the market, and it is there for a specific reason. It is money that I can afford to lose. It is not there to make me wealth. It is there to give me the opportunity to use it for something. Like, and that's why I don't put very important money in there. It's important. Now, this platform is fantastic because they do have the dummy accounts where you can actually start trading it and it's not your money. They got $3,000 they offer you guys. I'm going to show you that now. But you need to understand with leverage is it is going to try to get you addicted. It's going to make you not sleep at night. It's going to do many of these things. Listen to what I'm saying. Practice it with me and don't fall part of this. This is why I'm doing this, guys. Don't do what I did. I spent hours and hours and hours, like thousands of hours of my life, not seeing friends, not doing anything, and I got completely addicted. And I want to take that away from you guys. So listen carefully and let's go through it. So if you go back to your dashboard, right, and you jump in over here, and you can see that on top here, you got the futures section. Now this is the futures. This is leverage. This is the money spinner, apparently. But if you look below, guys, you've got the USDT futures. You then have the USDC futures. You've got the coin futures. And then you've got the demo accounts, which is very exciting. Now, I use the USDT. Now, remember, you've got a stable asset. And when you're doing futures, you only make that asset. So, for example, if you go into the USDT, all you are doing is you're putting in dollars, USDT, and whatever profits you make, you're going to make it in USDT. So that's the pair you are using. So if you make a trade and you make $100 and you sell out, you're going to have 100 USDT with the dollars that you had in there. Very simple. Same with USDC, which is also another stable asset. So you can choose which one you want to use. USDT, I use it because it's got a big range of pairs, biggest stable coin out there. So there's tons of coins that trade to it. So that's why I like using it. And then you've got the coins futures, which is something you'll probably use later as you become a more understanding trader and a more experienced trader, if you want to call it. That's where you can actually put your collateral as Bitcoin or Ethereum, and whatever profits you make, you'll make it in that coin as well. So if you just want to farm some Ethereum and you start putting it in and you start making profits on whatever coin you are trading to, you will then make whatever profits or loss you take will be that actual coin, if it's Ethereum, Bitcoin. The only problem with that one is the pairs, guys. There's not a lot of volume. You always want to find volume. Why? So I can get into the trade quickly and I can get out of the trade quickly. Very important. Then, guys, below that, the demo accounts. So once I've done this tutorial and I've taught you guys, remember, if you are learning and you want to try this out and you want to understand what it is to see if it's for you, it's not for everyone. And if it's not for you, that's great. Perfect. But if you do want to test the waters, you can use the demo account. Once you've used the demo account to get a basic understanding and you want to start with some real money, because that's when you start to feel the emotions. It's okay to play with demo money. It's great to learn the features and learn how everything works. But when it's time to really get into it now, you want to put some real money on the line, because that is where you're going to feel that emotion. You're going to feel when you don't want to sleep, or that greediness, or the panic and all these sort of things. Start off with the school fees account. What am I putting in here? What am I willing to pay to learn is what I'm basically telling you. $20, $10. That's it. If you put more money in and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you are going to lose it. Very simple. Guys, you're in this for the long run, not the short run. There's lots of feeling where I'm going to be rich tomorrow and stuff. Drop it out of your head. You can be rich in a year, 2 years. That's a short amount of time. You can do a lot of things in that time. So what's even fantastic is I actually have a trade that's in a negative right now. And it's great because I want to show you what actually happens to these accounts and how quickly it can actually get really destructive and go against you very quickly. And I want to show you how you act on that as well. So let's get the basic understanding. If you look here in the top left, you've got this future section over here. Then if you go below that, USDT futures. You click on that, it takes you to your den, your trading den. Now, what I do like about this, I really do, is the first thing. If you look on top, you've got this little arrow here. And if you click that down, you see how it brings up all of these tokens. Now, it looks quite busy, right? And the only time you'll really use this is if you're trading multiple tokens. But it's actually pretty nice because if you go below it, this is where you usually select your tokens. This is where you select your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever you are trading. You are selecting it in that area over there. Let me highlight it for you in the zone. There we go. And you can see the price is next to it. And this is where you're going to select, I want to trade Bitcoin, I want to trade Ethereum. And you can see it's all to the USDT. On the right of that, you see the market price, the volume, and all of that. And all this busyness on top, it is nice because if you click this little fire section or this little favorite button on the right, it actually adds it all here to the top. And that's really nice because then you don't have to keep coming here and changing your coin to find the coin if you're in 2-3 trades. You can just click on the top and it shifts to each of the different charts. So you click there, you can see it goes to Ethereum, then it goes to XRP. So it really, really becomes nice for you to use. Then below that, you can see you got your chart. If you look on the top right of the chart, you'll see the trading view section. Make sure you've selected that because that's then going to allow you to use the tools where if you're short-term trader, you can draw your trend lines and all these different things. Sometimes it's a bit of a mission to jump between your trading view and your trading platform. Use it here, then it's nice for you. You can track it nice and you can see the exact figures, which is very important. On the right of that, you got your order book, your market trades. Not too important. I'll explain the order book and when you basically use it. Not too important, but it all depends on the amount of money you're playing with. You're a whale, you got a lot of money. Order book's quite important, especially if you market execute and stuff. But I'll get into that shortly. So if you go on the right of that, guys, the first thing you want to make sure is if you look here, you got the option between an isolated and a cross. Now, there's a reason why there's a negative trade there below, because I want to show you how this one over here can really hurt you. If you don't understand it, it can really, really damage you. Because what a cross does is, guys, when you put money into this account, let's say it's $1,000, right? And you put $1,000 in, but you're like, oh, I only want to trade with $100, okay? And you put $100 into that trade, and you don't have a stop loss or anything like that. And that $100 goes wrong, okay? In a really sad sort of way. What it does is, once it's eaten that $100, it will actually eat into the other $900 that you have left over there. It really does. And I'll show you guys how that does that shortly. Now, remember, what is leverage and how does it work? Guys, you borrow money. So what it works is like you can borrow up to 50 times your money. Sounds great, right? Guys, it is ludicrous. Like that's where they catch you. They play with your emotions. But what it actually means is if I put in $100, I can borrow, let's say 10 times, the 10x button, okay? They're allowing me to trade with $1,000. So I only have $100, but they'll let me trade with $1,000. So they borrow you $900. Sounds great, right? So if the trade goes right and you predict, they're saying, we'll borrow you this money. Tell us, is the market going up or down? Are you longing? Are you shorting? Which one you're going? And you say, no, market's going up. Okay, cool. Here's the $900. They give you the $900. Now you got $1,000, but you only put $100 in. Okay. Now, if it goes up and right, you make money on that $1,000. So if it goes up 10%, 10% of $1,000 is $100. You'll make $100 profit. And you only put in $100. That sounds great, right? And if it goes wrong, it does the exact same thing. It will go down. If it's 10% of $1,000, that's $100. You only put in $100. And when that loss gets the same amount to what you put in is when it liquidates you. So it takes that $100 now and you can never get it back. Boom. Your account's balance here goes to zero. Everything goes to zero. The only way you can do it again is if you put more money in. And you see that that's where the trick comes. So before I show that, okay. So remember that you're borrowing money. That sounds great, but be very careful with the amount of X that you do. I'll go through that shortly. So with this cross section, as I was saying, if you have money in and you got extra collateral and your trade goes wrong, it takes from that collateral, okay? Now, which is really bad. You don't want that to happen. And the difference is as well, is if you put in, like let's say 3 trades, you're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, you're trading 3 tokens, and 2 of them are doing well. And the one goes wrong. And the one goes really wrong that it goes to that liquidation price. It will then liquidate all of the assets. It will liquidate all 3 of them, gone. It's a really big problem. Now, what's the pros of cross is it actually compounds your wins as the trade goes into a win. So as it gets bigger, like let's say you got $1,000 in, right? And you made a 30% trade now. Okay, so you got $1,000, You only put in $100, $1,000. Now the trade goes 30%. So you $300 up. What it does is it actually adds that $300 to that 1,000. So as it's going up, your account's getting bigger and bigger, and it keeps compounding it. So you make more on the way up, but it destroys you on the way down. So get out of this mode, delete it out of your brain. No cross. Let's stick with isolated. Now, the isolated one is very important because this isolates that specific trade. So if I've got a $900 or $1,000 in here and I trade with $100, whatever happens to that $100, it won't touch my $900. That's the first check. If I'm opening separate trades and I open 3 or 4 different trades, 3 of them are good, 1 goes bad, it only hurts whatever was put into that one account. So you don't get the compounding effect on the way up, but at least you don't have it wiping everywhere else. It really, really becomes stressful. So isolated is one I'll teach you guys a lot about, and the one that I'm saying is definitely the one to be using. Then if you look on the right of that, be very careful because they automate these things to a 20x. 20x is way too high, guys. Now, remember I was telling you that you can borrow money, right? That allows you to borrow up to 125 times your money. Sounds great, right? But a small little movement like this liquidates you, you lose your money. Like, it's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. Don't even put your head anywhere further. A 5x is a lot. The highest I've ever gone is a 10x. The 10x is playing out right now, and I want to show you the pros and cons of it, definitely. But anywhere under 10x is a reasonable, structured risk to reward trader, someone that's here to do this for a while and is actually going to make it. So anyone that goes above that, you're going to do well at times, but you're a gambler. You're a red or black gambler. So don't go anywhere above that. But this is where you select how much money you want to borrow. I want to borrow 2 times my money. So if you have a look here, I know it's very small, guys. 2 times, you put on a 2x. I want to borrow 3 times. Now, how does the liquidations work? Remember, a 10x, a 10% move liquidates you. A 2x, a 50% move liquidates you. Think about it. I got $1,000 in. I do a 2x now. I'm playing with $2,000. Now, how much of that do I have to lose in order to reach my $1,000? If it's a $2,000 account and the trade goes wrong by 50%, that's a $1,000 loss. That's when I get liquidated. So just work it out in that form. From a 3x, 4x, 5x, work it out. Times it by your money and work out what the percentage will be for you to lose. There's actually calculators that will help you. So this is where you're going to select it. You're going to select it for the long and the short, guys. The long going up, short, we're going down. So if we have a look here, I'll set this also at a 4x. There we go. Then below that, you can see you got the different ways now. I'm not going to go through all the features just yet because I am going to have a more advanced video on leverage and that. I'm going to give you the basic features to start off with. Okay. Now, if you look below, you got the open and close. Very simple. You got the buy and sell usually. Now it's how do you open a trade? How do you close a trade? Very simple. You then have the limit and the market order. Remember, limit is you have selection of what you want to buy the coin at. You don't have the choice of time though. So you usually do this when you want to buy the coin lower than what it is right now. You think it's going to come down. I'm stingy. Bitcoin's 22,000 now. I think it's going to 21,000. So I want to put an order book. You see this order book? This is where people put buy and sells in. I want to put something in the order book that if Bitcoin goes to 21,000, then buy me some Bitcoin. I want to buy, this is where you're going to set the amount of all the capital that you have. Okay, I want to set 4%. So it's basically me buying $100 worth on a 4x. So it means 4 times the amount. And I can set that in. And if I set that in, what it will do is we'll open an order. And you can see how this order book, you haven't bought it just yet. But if Bitcoin does go to 21,000 and there's a seller at that time, it will go through and it will buy it. And this order will go through and it will then open you a position. So remember how it works with limits. It's either with buying or selling. Because let's say even that order now goes through and you have that now and you want to sell, you're going to go on the close and you're going to be like, okay, limits, I want to sell it. I've bought it at 21,000. It's now, I think it's going to 25,000. There it is there. This is the amount. And that's where I want to take profits. So you're going to use the limit to either project where it's going to take profits or where you want to short the market. You think the market's going to come down. I think it's going to 25,000. Then I think it's coming down to 20. You can put an order set up there, order set up there. So you have control of price. You don't have control of time. Then you have the market order. Same thing. I want to open. I want to close the trade. Market execution. Remember, what a market execution does is you don't have selection of time, but you have of price, sorry, but you have selection of time. meaning it will take the nearest buyer or seller near you to get you in and out of the market as quick as possible. If you're playing with a big amount of money, it can get quite risky because it's going to buy. There's lots of little orders here as well, guys. And if you buy with a big amount of money, it might buy you up quite a bit. So you are going to have a little bit of a loss in the beginning because you're buying up the order book or you're selling into the order book as well. But this is the quickest way to get in and out of the market. Now, let me show you. If I take here 2% of my buy here and I want to open this, I click it, buy me in right now. There we go. So now you can see what it does is it comes up on the chart. Your position, you get a line, right? You get a line on here. Now, this is the only line you get in the chart. Now, other exchanges do have your TP and your stop loss lines. And I'm also thinking like, why didn't they put that in here? I think it's actually a psychological thing because the problem is when you have your own stop loss on your chart and you have these things on the chart, you're actually so tempted to move it. So when the price comes down, you're like, no, whoa, like I'm going to be fine. Let me move it a little bit lower. You actually click and you move it. So by not seeing it and setting your stop loss and that in place is actually one of the best tools to use because then it's actually going to keep you strict to your structure. Very important. Never go against your rules, guys. That's where it destroys you. But you can see, I opened that account now. There we go. I've opened it. It's gotten me in the market. I've opened my position. There we go. So you can see how the market gets you in and out. And if I click here, close, I want to close my position now, my Bitcoin position and take profits or something like that. I click on that. Boom. It's closed now. The money's back in my account. And that's how we go. So that's how you do that section over there. Then we got something. I'm going to teach you the trailing stop loss on the next. You can go do your own research. But what a trailing stop loss is, it basically trails your trade as it's going up or down, either in profits or it will stop you out. And when you usually use this is when you got a trade that's running, it's doing really well. So you bought it at 22,000 and it's running, it's going 24 now, but you don't know where it's going to stop. It's just running quick. So you actually put a trailing stop loss where you say, I'm going to keep a $500 difference between the price that it is and my stop loss. And as the price moves up, I want that stop loss to follow my price. So it's actually a stop loss that moves with your price as you go. So if the market starts to run and starts to explode upwards, your stop loss will trail up and it doesn't move down. So as soon as the market turns and it loses steam, it will stop you out and take profits. So it's usually a take profits sort of tool, but I'll teach you that as we progress. Next, you have your trigger price here as well. Now, I want to teach you guys just the simple way of using, let's open here, of putting a stop loss and a take profits. Instead of getting into those, I will explain you those. But as you start progressing, you will then start to understand how to use them more. I'm going to teach you the simple method. When I'm opening a trade, I want to open, I either want to short or long. This is how you choose, either one, short or long. I can click this little button here, which says take profits and stop loss. Very, very, very nice little tool. And here, Bitcoin 21,900. I want to buy now. I think it's going to 23,000, and I don't want it to go below 21,500. I can set that in here. So I can say, okay, cool. I think it's going to 23,000. I'm longing. I think the market's going to go up. And my stop loss, I don't want it to go below 21,500. Let me take my little tool. You got the long and short position tool over here. If I'm longing here, that's where, okay, I think Bitcoin's going to go here. So that's 3% up. It gives me the exact amount. There's the amount over there. So let me actually put that in so I can show you guys. 22,620. There we go. And my stop loss is under this low over here. That's where I want to protect myself. So my stop loss is 21,000. Let's have a look. 21,807. 21,807. So you can see the different amounts over here on the right. You will see exactly. Now I can set that. Okay, cool. I want to long the market. Let me long it. Open the position. Boom. Positions open. Stop loss is in. Take profits is in. Beautiful. Never enter a trade without a stop loss in leverage, guys. Never. And put your take profits in as well. So if you sleep, the system can take profits for you. Then you can have a look. Okay. Now, so that's the basic way of opening and closing your trades. Now, if you go below that, you'll see your total assets, the amount of equity. So the amount of money you have in this account now. Even if you're only trading, remember if it's on cross, guys, it works on all of it together. So stay away from that. But this is showing you how much money you have available, the amount that you've put in, and the amount that you've used as well to those times as well. There we go. Well, I actually opened quite a big position on Bitcoin, which I'll close now. Let me actually do that quickly as we speak, so I can protect myself. I only plan on having one losing trade on this account. Okay, there we go. Money is back on what I'm not using. And this is where you're going to find all your information, your futures information, analytics. You can go have a look at the rest of that. Now, what's important here, guys, I want to show you is the position. So once you've opened a trade, okay, now I want to show you guys that I had an FTM long, okay? And I saw as it started to fall, I'm like, let me actually do this recording now, because now I can show without a stop loss. I want to show you how quickly things can exaggerate. Very important. So I took a little trade in this area over here, short-term little breakout, possible, and you're supposed to put a stop loss under your previous low. Now, if you don't, okay, and it goes against you, I want to show you the power of what this actually does. So I put in $6,252. I put it on a 10x, right? Which means I'm actually paying with $62,000. So I only put in $6,200. I'm playing with $62,000. And the market went against me. Very small, not a massive percentage, but let me show you. It actually only went down 1.5%. Okay. Now 1.5% of $6,200, I think is like 60 something dollars, right? That's how much I would have lost if I only put in the $66,000 on that and I got it wrong. But because I'm using more money, I'm actually in $1,000 loss now. So I've only lost, look here, the price has only gone against me 1.5. Have a look here, 1.5% that it went against me, but I actually lost nearly 20% of my capital. Do you see? Very important. Don't play with this, guys. Use it as you learn, like small amounts of cash. Okay. Now, if you look, let me show you the rest of this sort of bar and how to keep track. It will show you the amount of the token that you have purchased. Now, it's going to show you the total amount with the money that you've borrowed. So it's showing that my full position is actually 193,000 Phantom, which is 31 cents a price. So it's showing me my value is sitting around $60,000. Okay. It's then showing me the price that I've opened. It's showing the margin. The margin is how much money you have put into it. It then shows you the deleverage, basically when you're going to be liquidated. So it's called deleveraged over here. So if it goes to 28 cents from here, it will take all of my money. So even though I never put all of it in, if it goes there, it's going to liquidate me and take all of my assets. It then shows me my unrealized PIM, which is great. It shows you this is how much you are in a loss or in a profit. And it shows you the percentage of it as well. So right now I'm sitting on a 16 to 17% loss on my capital, which is around $1,000, which is yeah, it sucks, yes, but I'll teach you further going how you manage this stuff. But I just wanted to show you, like, look how quickly it can go against you. Very important to understand. So this is where you're going to get the basic views at the bottom. Then you got like a little shortcut section. This is where you can set in your TPs, your take profits. Remember, guys, this is the easiest way over here on the right on where to put your stop losses and your take profits. But if you want to update it or do something like that, and you go over here, it will ask you that it's never going to trigger exactly at your price, but it's going to trigger in that sort of range. It's basically a market execution. But this will basically give you an option to say, I want to set a take profit on my trade. I've entered Phantom now. I want to take a profit at this certain point over here. This is where you'll put it in. So let's say, for example, I think it's going to 35 cents from here. I then want to do, this is the amount of your position that you want to take profits there. I'll put that on 100, and then it shows me the amount of profits estimated that I'll make when it gets there. So if it goes to 35 cents from here, I'll make $5,000, and I can set that in. Boom. Once I set that in, what it will do is you'll see this open order section over here. If I click on that, it will then show me under the take profit and stop losses, here's my order position. If price goes there and there's a seller at that point, it will then take profits. So you can do that on take profits. You can set your stop losses here as well. Same thing with the stop loss. You put in your amount, it will show you the estimated you will lose in dollars, which is actually really nice because you basically mentally prepped yourself that if this goes wrong, I'm losing this amount of money. Very simple. And then you got your trailing stop as well. And then you got a quick close. I want to close it quick, flash close, and then the reversal button. Very similar to BYBIT, where I'm in a long now. I think the market's going up, but we're on support. We have to go up here. And if I don't go up here, then it's actually a great short because we're breaking a key level. The market's going to come down hard. So you can actually reverse. Where you click on the reversal, and it will change your whole, if I click understand here, it will change my position from a short straight into a long. Now, don't use this too often, but actually figure it out. If it really works to your strategy, it can be a really powerful tool for you to use. And then you got an option over here to close all of the positions. So guys, that's the basic view of all the features that I use on the platform. Protect yourself out there. Understand that this is not there to make you tons of money. It's there to help you. If you want to do something, make some spending cash, you want to help someone out, treat it like that. Don't treat it as something that's going to change your whole life, guys. Trust me, I got stuck in it. I couldn't sleep. A lot of these things happened. I played a lot with my mind. So don't try play this game. They've created this game that whips your ass. And if you're going to try fight it and be like, I'm better than this, it's going to teach you and humble you all the damn time. So be very aware of that and be very careful as well. Guys, as I said before, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you're opening accounts, use the links below. It supports the channel dearly. Put your comments below. What did you enjoy about this content? Should I do tons more of it? I plan on bringing you guys so much out there. I appreciate you all. You've given me a shot. You've given me a stage to be truly who I am every day. And that's something I'm really grateful for. And I'm going to continue to put my heart and soul out all the time to teach you guys and to hopefully create a brilliant future. I'm Sheldon the Sniper, and this was the Bitget tutorial.